Welcome Rayclust Wanderers, Robert here. As a Path of Exile player, you've probably heard of or seen this before.
Oh! What the fuck?
One of the most iconic Path of Exile moments, followed up by one of the most iconic sentences ever said in the game.
She corpse exploded the corpse of the boss.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Ever since then I thought Power Siphon is just an amazing skill that must be super fun to play, but it was very hard to get into back then because the gear requirements were just
I
insane.
really want to make another wander. This is so much fun, man.
Hegemony showed later with his Batman Wander how you have to build a Wander back then. But the meta has changed, and Elemental right now is actually way easier to build than Physical with comparable damage levels. So for the flashback event, I went out into the forums and I was looking for a Power Siphon Wander and was quite surprised to not find any build for 2.0 in the Shadow, Witch, Templar or Ranger section. It looks like Kinetic Blast killed all Power Siphon builds, and it's pretty obvious. I mean, if you look at the gem, it has built-in area of effect. It can also be used as single target skill. It has a lower mana cost than Power Siphon and provides a higher tooltip DPS using less links. The only downside being it doesn't generate power charges, which can easily be set off by using Curse and Hit Assassin's Mark, which any crit build uses anyway, right? Power Siphon, on the other hand, has a higher base damage than Kinetic Blast, has built-in Culling Strike and Power Charge on kill, which also works in Curse Immune maps. On the downsides are obviously it's very mana hungry, it requires an extra gem slot for chain so you can use it for AoE, and for single target it's absolutely terrible on its own. In January 2015, Niffler uploaded a video on YouTube that compared Kinetic Blast with Power Siphon on his low-life Wander, and he pointed out that Kinetic Blast is in every way superior, especially because of chain. If you don't have to use chain, your tooltip is just exponentially higher. However, if you use the footage of his decked out Wander and do a side-by-side comparison while he was clearing the gorge, you actually notice although the tooltip on KB is more than double, the clear speed is pretty comparable. The lesson we learned from that is that tooltip DPS isn't everything. So choosing LMP over GMP is of course a bad idea for Power Siphon. The more projectiles you have, the more damage you'll deal, especially if you're using Herald of Ice and shattering the entire screen on Culling Strike. This encouraged me to make my own Elemental Wander using a Power Siphon chain, greater multiple projectiles, weapon elemental damage and blood magic in a 5-link. If you have a 6-link you can add faster attacks or life gain and hit, life leech, whatever you prefer. The damage scaling then comes from Wrath, Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ice, linked to Curse and Hit and Poachers Mark. Yes, Poachers, not Assassins. Because you're dealing more damage you can actually not use Assassin's Mark if you want. The benefit of Poachers Mark is that it gives you extra survivability because of life gain on hit, and you get Frenzy charges so you don't have to use Frenzy now and then. On top of them, I decided to go for Mantra of Flames to get more elemental damage, and I'm getting the most buffs out of the build by using cast when damage taken, linked to Ice Golem, Tempest Shield, Molten Shell, and if I have enough life regen, Blood Rage. For single target, I then use not Frenzy but, surprise surprise, Kinetic Blast linked with GMP weapon elemental damage and Blood Magic. I had insane amounts of fun during the flashback month with this Wander, although I died here and there. I'm a softcore player, I'm not particularly good, but still I loved playing it, and I want you guys to leave any comments on what you think on the topic of Power Siphon versus Kinetic Blast. If you're more interested in the build details, you should check out Mathil's Kinetic Blast Wander. That was the template I used. The passive tree you can see outlined here in the background. I only did minor changes. And if you're interested in the items, you can pause the video on the following 2 seconds. That's it for now. If you liked the video, please hit the subscribe button. If you don't like the video, please leave a comment and tell me how I can improve my content. And yeah, I hope to see you in game. Bye.